Take 11,053. No, cut. Take 7,011. Oh my. Take 50,011. No, dude. It has to end on 73. Take 73. That was the year of shitty-ass cars. I hope it's been 15 seconds. If not, I'll bump it with a stupid bumper, like a hard pillow to smash into your face in a fight and give you a head bleed. That's like a nosebleed or a finger bleed, except it's on your head, if you can kind of imagine. I remembered with great despair that in town there's a puzzle I still haven't finished. It's the audio one, and it makes no absolute sense because there's 4 in one and 3 in the other. No band gradient. I keep trying to explain it, and then I'm like, do I want to use this one? And then I had one that I did want to use, but I deleted it because I thought I wasn't going to use it, and I'm like, oh no! Charlie, it cannot be true. So the song No Band Gradient isn't really about this, hardly at all. And I therefore should have saved the name for something more impactful and relevant. Alas, I decided to call it that because it seemed to fit the color of the song. Because synesthesia! Oh, yeah. It's blue like these. In, all the covers, all the artwork for my songs, cheap and shoddy as they are, they're all colored the way the song should be colored. That's just obvious. Actually, a pinky thing isn't really pink, though. It's kind of black/grayish. So I'm a liar. That's the lie for this episode, but it's actually a lie in the cover art. Anyway, the actual phrase, well, it all started in 1592 when I was only 8,000 years old, when I was kicked from my homeland when they polluted it up with barrels of quinoa that they buried under my house, and, it was rotten. Because they buried it in barrels, and then it stayed there for years, and so, rotten quinoa came up and forced me to evacuate and evicuate my home. Not to masturbate my home, though. That might have been difficult, as it didn't have a penis nor a vagina. Anyway! Walk. Take another look at the dog. Lock. Anyway, when I was a kid, there was a lot of Dodge Shadows and Nissan Presidias around. Presidia is not a Nissan thing, and Shadow may have been Plymouth. No, it was the Plymouth Sundance. Very important. And you don't notice the cars are all exactly the same, because what do you want? You're 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are numbers, because we may be able to say big phrases like, look at that large truck rumbling noisily up the drive, but we are still 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. After all. So we call firefighters firefeeders if they fit the rhyme. Later we learn not to do that, and then later we learn we kind of can do that again still, because these slant rhymes. Being an adult is really just unlearning all the false bullshit you learned as a kid, which makes one question if one is of a mind towards efficiency. Yeah. I said falsetto at the end of a sentence. Oh, I'm funny. Efficiency. That like, why should you be taught something that's wrong and false that'll fuck you over until you spend $10,000 trying to get someone to help you unlearn it or whatever when you're growing up? Very inefficient. Since I've said inefficient a few times in this video, I might be able to use a stupid pun I came up with in the title, although it's not... It's not really relevant, so maybe I'll save it for the big guns. Put the bullets in the guns. If they're big, then they're big. That character in Mad Max Fury Road made some stupid innuendo about a small dick, and then I punched her in the face and said, all dicks are beautiful. Please acknowledge it. My opinion, or else I'll kill you. Because some people will try to tell you stupid fucking questions. They say if I say something on a record, or if I talk about something on a record, then I'm actually gonna throw that record at you in real life, or did I believe in it? But there's nothing more here. All the lines are done except for that stupid one that doesn't exist. Maybe I'll even leave that little blip in there before when I went like, so when I was a kid, or whatever the hell I just said, because you got to say the right car names for the flow of the sentence. All these sentences are specifically designed to flow, and if they don't, then I just cut and disguise it as in the midst of all the live cuts, except you don't hear the key there. That was the wrong key and sounded incorrect. Wrong! Oh boy. Don't let me tell you about Ronkth. Ronkth like a caveman. What? Okay, this hair is just here to annoy you. Let me tell you, having long hair takes dedication. You gotta buy all kinds of shampoo constantly, and you gotta, like, not really do much to it, but just use a lot of shampoo constantly. Unless you use other things. Like Andrew WK. Yeah, I mean, I know some people who use semen. in their hair instead of shampoo. I mean, these are very intense people. You think I'm joking? I mean, I don't remember how to find the video where he said that, but I'm sure you could find it if you try. I believe in you. So now that I'm warmed up, no band gradient is, well, I'm a little nervous about this. You know, how it is with anxiety. It's quite crazy. They can take a disability and make it so you're lying in a bed and raise your hands up to your head and get us out of it. We're never going to leave you till you're dead, dead, dead. Never going to leave you when you're dead. We want you tame. Can't even go to the ink filler from a printer mechanic, a deli, a date seller, a manager seller for better living, getting a friend to give you a reference on the resume, ready to get fucking twirling, better get back home. And I can feel the building when I'm driving home. Back to back to back. My head's looping. Stand up on my own. Sun, spot the sun, spot suns, put a bird in May, spot suns, put a bird in yo, spot suns, put a bird in May, spot suns, put a bird in yo. Boom, 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 bam, 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 boom, 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 bam. That's not the actual melody. That's just me twiddling, and not in the fun way. Alternatively, something else. Let's say you're at a public place, like say the ink filler for your printer, and you've done a bunch of research beforehand to try to see like whether you should get a refill of cartridge or if you need to get a new ink cartridge or whatever, and you think you know, and you go up to the counter and you go like, yeah, I want this thing, and they look at you funny like, you don't need that. Where'd you read that? I'm like, your website. And they're like, you read it on our website. I'm like, oh shit, did I read it on someone else's website? And then also this could happen when something even like when people don't look at you funny or say things like that either. They could just look at you normal and you're perceiving it as them looking at you funny because you don't have full confidence. As soon as you're in that situation and you perceive someone has looked at you, you perceive you've done something stupid, it doesn't just start burning searingly right away. What it feels like is you are feeling fine, and then it just feels like someone has just lightly touched a burner, like off, not on, like a cold burner, to the top of your head, just lightly, and then flick the on switch, and it hasn't started heating up yet. But you know it's inevitable. You feel the pressure, and it's not hurting yet, but you know it's going to. You know the heat's been turned on, and it's pressed against your head, and you just know what's coming. And then it gets hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter, and you get more and more and more and more unbearably anxiously embarrassed, humiliatingly anxious, whatever you want to call it, until you just can't stand it anymore. And you, oh my God, dude. Oh my God, dude. You start going like, stop! Or like, no! The guy gets afraid! Like, literally, you start saying that shit. And it doesn't really help, but time is the only thing that helps. But time doesn't actually get rid of it. Time just takes the hot burner off of your head and puts it, like, in the back of your head so it's not touching your brain anymore. But then if you happen to stumble upon it when you're walking through your memories, it starts burning you again because then it touches your brain again. So it never even turns the burners off. It just puts them in the back, and you get more and more and more of them, and they just build up and never go away. Like, I can think of things that I said literally decades ago that nobody fucking cares about. I'm still just like, oh my God, the people involved are still just like thinking of me as stupid, or worse, they thinking of me as having said something, as having meant something nasty or like super mean or inappropriate or disgusting or something by what I said when I didn't. But I think I had this shovel drop instinct too, where if I sense that I'm digging myself into a hole, I drop the shovel. Like, I just clam up and don't say anything. Even if explaining myself, like if there's a misunderstanding, clearly explaining that there was a misunderstanding would be better, but I just don't say anything because, like, no, this person's just not going to believe me. Like, they're just going to think I'm struggling around trying to come up with excuses, and I'm just going to make it worse, so I just shut the hell up. I drop the shovel and stop digging. So that, unfortunately, usually just screws me over and doesn't actually do its purported on-labeled thing. Just what it says on the tin. Dope with it in a notepad. Edlin, the forebear. Fan bring the heat like no affair. Smash the Brinstar in a Chevrolet Corvair. That is a nonsensical thing to say, but there you are. No. This is not the gameplay video. This is not the gameplay video. This is a very serious talk video. Very serious. Very serious. Eyebrows to the clouds. Slide whistle them on up there, because being very, very serious is the way to make the world a better place. To remove it from the clutches of doom, if that's how you want to say it for whatever reason. Hey, I'm not your mom. And if I was, I wouldn't treat you like my slave to the extent possible. Treat you like a human being, where you say, when you tell me something about yourself, I motherfucking believe you. There's a board missing here. I'm sure it means something very deep, very profound, Very deep and profound, you might say. You can tell I'm about to do a live cut when I stop running and start walking. Stop dreaming, start eating. Because if you hit shift and then the cut key, it doesn't actually cut. You see, I'm hitting it now. Nothing's happening. Whereas if I hit the instant leaks and you can't even hear what I'm saying. The thing about No Band Gradient is it's a little awkward to like explain the whole thing properly without getting into some awkward stuff. But I mean, I guess if I haven't got kicked off YouTube before, but then maybe they just thought I was joking. Also, maybe the robots aren't smart and they're only going to kick me off if I swear in the first 15 seconds, but not if I do anything else controversial. Not that I'd be controversial just to be controversial. I'd be controversial when I strongly believe in something, which is hardly ever because I'm like, beliefs make you dumb. But I guess sometimes you just got to do them anyway. Wow, I'm talky today. I'm talky. It's sunny and I feel okay today. I don't know. I tend to feel good and terrible. Mood swings. Sometimes I'm depressed. Sometimes I'm anxious. Sometimes I don't want to live anymore. And I just can't see how I could possibly ever live a decent life with this shit. But like, oh, other days I'm like, I guess I'm okay right now. That hat doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you need. And right now, it's telling you you need to calm down. Boobs, Ozzy! These television producers are nothing but a big bunch of boobs! Is that a big bunch of boobs, as in a bunch of boobs that is like a large amount of them? Or is it a bunch of any size of boobs that are specifically big? I tend to prefer small to medium myself because they're cute and they can't suffocate. Anyway, I feel like there are ropes and chains preventing me from breaking these stone pillows. See, I almost said the word wrong, but wrong again. Like these things, I don't know. They feel weirdly like aggressive and claustrophobic somehow. I don't know. Whoa, what? Are you serious? Did that thing open up once I did something? Because there's no way that side was open before. I definitely would have seen that line, right? I'm seriously not that blind, right? I'm going to say this panel opened up at some point. Because otherwise... Anyway, look, more dog food. Hey. Screw that noise. Screw that noise. Screw that noise, screw that noise. The 3 notes, 3, not 2, but 3. Did I have to come up and serve an MC? Cause facts are facts and the facts are own. Remain a full-blown hole in your nose moan. A nose moan. That's when you don't want to moan through your mouth because apparently your mouth is in use for other things. There's also some rather personal stuff in the song No Band Gradient, which it would be no fun if I told you, because then the jig would be up, and if QI has told me anything about the word jig or jigger, it's that when your jigger is up, it's time for the fun times. So I don't know what you mean solve this puzzle the way I normally do and then put the other one there. Like, the way you normally solve it is with sound. So there's no sound in there, so... yeah? Oh, what to do, I said. Oh, what to do, I said. It's not as satisfying when it doesn't go pew to the pillar again. Oh, whoa. Come on, I know there's one stupid thing left. That pillar says there's one stupid thing left, and it's like all bruh, 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 bruh. Must be a trick. Also, there's at least 1 or 2 more over here. I think I got this one, but I didn't perhaps get... I don't know, some other one like this one. Who knows? You know. Let's all gather round and put our fingers on your jigger. Is it moving by itself, or are we making it? Why can't I get in there, though? Door more like fuckface. And this is so obviously thing-shaped, and yet, still we go on speaking like Stephen Fry out of affectionate parody. Definitely affectionate, okay? Look. I have nothing but affection for Stephen Fry. So anyway, No Band Gradient, rather complicated and has a long tail, like, I was going to say like a chihuahua. I don't know if that's true. Like a long-tailed monkey femur tibia. Those are animals, right? The long-tailed monkeys were painting the stars. I don't know why the walls are soundproofed anyway when the speaker is busted anyway. Like, dude, if we're going... I mean, small, medium, and large. Okay, so the 2 larges are too large. So if we go like, I guess, No, the high one is going to be small, so the large one is going to be low. So if we went like large, large, high, and then medium was that. Oh. So you can solve it any which way as long as these match? Wow. That puzzle was actually easy and fun and trivial. Well, was it fun? I mean, it wasn't unfun, so I guess there's... oh, man, Clemens, let's make this thing... Oh, let's not say we did. Oh, fuck you! And I know all it's going to result in is me being able to make that one line happen. It's like, hooray, I already know what my reward is. Let's make our own fun like we had to do when we were kids by driving remote control cars around. Well, I guess we did have something. And TV, although we didn't have TV very often because my mom didn't like TV. She was like, TV, we don't want you watching that garbage. But then we lived with our grandparents who had TV anyways at some point, so we kind of did. And also I watched it at my friend's place and kind of bow, bow, be show. You must be the new boys in town. That wasn't melodic. Bow, be show, bow, bow, be show. You must be the new boys in town. That's a bit better. Shooby-doo, shoo-shooby-doo. Call upon the shoeboxes to put your Sega tapes in. Man is a monster. Good thing I'm not named Man. Neither the first or the last name. I do what I can. Which involves doing nothing, because my name is fairly good already, except it has... That's... No, I better bleep that out. That's bad infosec or whatever. Probably... No, it's definitely not. There's enough people with... So, no band gradient. Where to begin? I guess when I was a kid... And I was playing those, you know what? As a kid, I played those games on the Super Nintendo, like what, Uniracers and Zelda, and then I played some NES games too. But the NES, like I didn't know that Zelda: A Link to the Past was the third one. Zelda 3, as we used to call it back in the day for y'all youngins. And also, Ocarina of Time is Zelda 64. Damn it! It's the official title. Damn it! Damn it is what that one site, whatever it was called, the Inquirer or whatever, or the Register, which is like very unprofessionally written and annoying, but like whatever. It's what they used to call. AMD after they bought ATI. It was Damn It, DAAMIT, because it's a combination of two names. Very, very funny. Yes, very clever, yes. And you know, I really want to play Illusion of Gaia again, but it's an RPG-ish sort of game, probably with a lot of text. Well, action RPG, so probably wouldn't make a good play, but like, I'm gonna do that at some point. I'll be nostalgic, and I'll even use a CRT filter and everything. I'll buy a whole CRT just to play. No. No. Oh man, it's so hard to retro game properly these days. Like, this shit was new when I was a kid. It's so weird that Super NESs are all old and yellowing and they need their internals replaced and all this weird shit, and CRTs are all dying and wearing out. What's the world coming to? Something that's mostly better, but still, it's not got that old world charm, you know? Well, I guess I've said everything. Okay, I'll try. Enough joking. No band gradient. So...